Yeah, I think we getting
Well,
there.
now we lit. What's happening,
Yeah,
everybody, man?
Production
Appreciate
value.
y'all tapping in, man. It's SKRAP, man. SKOL'd Report. We got Dave in the building from Minnesota Sports Talk. We're going to get into this game tomorrow against the Arizona Cardinals. Coming off the bye, what do you expect from the Vikings, man? We're going to talk about that right after this right here.
Yep. We back. What's up, Rap? Go ahead. Tell the people.
What's happening, man? Hey, appreciate everybody that transferred over from the YouTube show me and Dave just had, man. Appreciate y'all, man. SK, man, what's up with you, man? I ain't see you in your setting in a minute, man. You look back at home, man.
Man, I know. I need to be back at home, man. I was doing family stuff, but I'm settling back in. I'm back in my homie comfort. So I'm ready to get this thing going, man. Fresh out the bye. We got these Cardinals, so I'm ready to go.
There we go, man. There we go, man. What's up with you though, SK, man? Like, I know I love one thing I love about our Saturday show, man. And we got Dave in the building with us tonight. You know, one thing I love about it, and I had to bring Dave with me, man. Me and Dave have been glued to the hip this whole week. We've been grinding hard. So I was like, you know what, Dave got to come with me tonight. Only because this week right here, me and Dave just been grinding together, man. I've been looking for motivation, and Dave's been pulling it out of me, right? But I love SK on Saturdays because he's gonna tell us about this injury report, which ain't gonna be much to hear. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're healthy, man. I think Naylor was the only one that was listed on the injury report, and he was a full participant. So we're going into this thing out of the bye fully healthy. Andrew Booth is back on the field. So, hey, man, you can't ask for more from this team. We're used to having maybe not major injuries. It seems like major injuries often, but it seems like we've been battling this injury report for the past few years, whether it be veterans, whether it be young guys. But not this year, man. We're getting some luck, and that's what you're going to need to go far this season and deep into the playoffs. Is if we can stay healthy, man, we are definitely trending in the right direction. I don't know. Do you happen to have the injury report in front of you?
Dave had it. I think we got
I had it last night.
Yeah, Dave had it last night. Hold on.
I know James Conner is out for the Cardinals.
Dave has the access. Yeah, he can bring it back. He has like 5 screens in front of him. So let Dave.
Make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure y'all hit that share button too. Everybody on Facebook that's tapping in. I know a lot of people from YouTube are already tapped in. Let me actually get these comments up so I can start reading them off as they come in. But if you are on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button, man.
Yeah, they got Bullard as questionable.
Oh, Bullard, yeah, because Bullard had an illness. You know what I mean?
He's questionable right now. Yeah. But KOC said the other day, was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday, saying something about how he's feeling better throughout the day. Or that might have been Thursday's press conference. But Darrell Williams, I think, also knee limited practice is questionable. So that's 2 running backs, James Conner and
who else? And who's their defense? Just name off their players real quick, Dave, because I know there's a couple important names like Byron.
Guys that are out. Guys that are out are Dennis Gardeck, linebacker, Rodney Hudson, center,
which is big.
DJ Humphreys, offensive tackle. Oh, he's questionable. Christian Matthew, cornerback, out. The one you were talking about was a Byron Murphy. He's questionable now.
Jade, you see how Dave's doing me right with the handle. Rap loves Kirk, like after our show he had to do that. Jade, he had to do that.
Yeah, he's totally trying to set me up against Jade. So I'm fucking.
He's mad that Jade hey, you got to go back and watch it. SK, like Jade straight smashed him. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
their kicker is questionable. Prater.
Yeah. Hey, so I know this kind of has been brought up the past maybe week or so since we've been talking about the Cardinals, but some may not know, man. Interesting fact: Cardinals haven't beat the Vikings in Minnesota since 1977.
I know, crazy.
Last 10 attempts, they're 0 for 10 since 1991. I think there is a space in between since with us playing the Cardinals, but they haven't beat us in Minnesota since 1977. And we're going in as a 4.5-point favorite. That line might have changed since I wrote that down.
I think it was 3.5. Yeah, it's 3.5 now.
3.5 now.
Yeah.
So we're going in as the favorites, man. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm worried.
Yeah,
I'm worried. And you know how I feel about Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you don't like him, right? You're not like a fan of him.
I think he's overrated.
Yeah,
I think he's ridiculously overrated. They paid him way too quickly, way too much. And if you have to put a stipulation like that into somebody's contract, you're paying, what was it, $200-something million to?
Yeah.
Then you probably shouldn't paying $200 million to a guy that doesn't put at least 4 hours of film study every week, especially as a quarterback.
Right.
But I just
that was
think
a pretty low number.
Yeah, that's a very, very low. You should be watching 4 hours of film a day if you're a quarterback, not a week. It makes no sense.
Oh, this is on his own though. This is it was stipulated it was on his own
instead of playing Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty came out yesterday, like we keep saying. He's probably has it at his hotel room right now in Minnesota playing it.
And it's double XP weekend. Double XP weekend.
Oh,
and
you know he grinding. You know he doing the grind right now. You know that.
I like how all Vikings fans, they really like dug deep. Like, okay, what does Call of Duty got going on today? Oh, it's double XP this weekend.
Yep.
The new one just came out on Thursday or Friday. Kyler's gonna be on that thing. So no, like, look, again, if you have to put a stipulation like that into a contract, then you should probably be thinking twice about paying a guy $200+ million a year, or not a year, in a contract. Right. So, and then on top of that, his production level isn't matching his contract. So when I see quarterbacks get paid like that and not get criticized the way Kirk Cousins gets criticized, it makes me angry. And look, you guys know I'm not the biggest Kirk lover over here, but that's my quarterback at the end of the day. So when people get on my quarterback for things they should be getting on all quarterbacks for, it kind of upsets me. I'm like, how could you not notice that this dude is not watching his film? He's back there. He's playing like backyard football. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know how much they would cost the Cardinals if they released him right now? Like they released Kyler Murray. He has $110 million dead cap hit right now.
Jesus Christ. I mean, we know they're not releasing them, but Jesus,
I know, that's just a crazy number I've never seen before. His cap hit in 2024 is 51, 45 and 25, and 2026 he's 55, and the last contract is 43. But this,
I mean, look, I feel you, man. But look, I would take Kyler over Kurt right now, like today. Like if they did a trade tonight, you know what I mean, and swap tonight, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it.
Dave, what are you thinking? What are you thinking on that?
Well, I would take Cousins. I put a
come on, SK. What kind of question is that?
I put a poll out, and I think 87% of my Twitter followers, out of 150 votes, 87% picked Kurt.
A lot of people picked Kurt on mine too.
85% in the beginning of the season, before anything happened, before we were 5-1.
Yeah. I'm definitely the minority.
85% of the 85% of my Twitter that voted said Kirk could win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I agree. I'm the minority.
There is a big vocal minority out there, a huge vocal minority, and it's the media. It's the YouTubers, and then that's what's encouraged me to actually YouTube is to be a different voice out there. I guess that's the way I came into it.
But SK, I've been repping for our boy Kurt more than normal now. You know, and look, now I know we just met all this year right here when the season started. But
it's in writing, man.
I used to be hard on Kirk Cousins, man, but I've lightened up a little bit.
You're lightening up a little bit.
I lighten up, man. I give him his props.
When it comes to comparing quarterbacks, I think you get wrapped up in the whole agility aspect of the quarterback to be like, we need a quarterback that needs to run and da. And it's like that's not the case, man. That doesn't necessarily make you a better quarterback. So
that's true, but I'll never agree with you with Russell Wilson. I don't care what y'all think. Y'all, I know Russell's having a bad year. It's deeper than his play, bro. It's coaching, it's play calling. They have Clint Kubiak calling the plays over there with Hackett as the head coach. It's miserable over there.
No, I get that. And I don't think Russell Wilson is as bad as what he's showing this year. There's no way you fall off a cliff that bad without
like that's crazy.
Injury or anything. So I think a lot of it does have to do with coaching and play calling. But at the same time, it goes back to what you're getting paid, because I'm going to use the same argument people have been using.
Yeah, because he's got a big
so
contract.
long.
Yeah.
If you're getting paid that much money, you should be able to make up for certain deficiencies.
That's true.
He's not making up for those certain deficiencies. So
I agree with that.
Now the media is starting to kind of turn on Russell, and I think on top of that, it's him being so cringy and corny. Like, I fucking hate Russell Wilson.
Super corny.
That Subway is it Subway? The commercial?
Yeah, Subway.
That shit is cringy.
Hey, you know they took that sandwich off the menu, right?
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they took it off.
Wow. Them boy canceling Russell, boy.
We always,
and then the high-fiving air as he's leaving the practice facility to go on the field is weird too. But Rab, what do you think? I know you've talked about leadership and leadership qualities and a quarterback. What do you think of what his teammates are talking about him from his Seattle days? They are hammering him, absolutely hammering him.
Yeah, I ain't been paying that much attention, man. I'm too busy watching Kirk.
Check it out, man. It's pretty damning.
So they pretty much said, like, Marshawn Lynch said, I couldn't even get in contact. Like, you got to contact his manager to get in contact with him.
Oh, okay.
So that goes back to the leadership thing, to where it's like, regardless how corny Kirk and how maybe disconnected you may have felt that he was from his younger teammates, and he's a nerd and he doesn't really fit in with, the cool guys on the team.
Right.
I don't think that you would have to call Kirk's agent or manager to get a hold of him.
Nah.
So that goes back to certain things where leadership comes into play. And the problem with Kirk was he wasn't given the proper opportunity to be a leader when Mike Zimmer was in charge of this team. Now he's given the opportunity to be an actual leader of this team. And you can see he's actually stepping up and doing it. So it's Russell Wilson is,
look, I gotta say this real quick, SK. I gotta say this, SK. Me and Jade agreed though. Like, the things we're seeing with him wearing the chains and having swag. I mean, honestly, you gotta know this, SK. That's JJ and them on the plane. Like, man, Kurt, come in, man. Put these chains on your neck, man. You know what I'm saying? They're making him turn into. He's not just that cool guy. Like, hey, man, hey JJ, let me hold that chain. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's Kurt. Come here, man. Wear this chain. You know what I'm saying?
And that's totally
cool. But it's still cool, though. It's still cool.
Do you think that would have been allowed under Zimmer's watch?
Nah, they wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have been able to play like that. Nah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. SK made a good point that it's finally in an environment where all these guys can gel together, be teammates. And you're talking about, Kirk turning the corner this year.
Can we not talk about Kurt too long, though, guys? Come on, man. Come on, man.
So here's a great point. What happened last year before the season? I want to meet with you, damn it, every week. And finally that got out that Kirk Cousins demanded to meet with them every week. And what happened that Lions game? Fucking Kirk
where's
Cousins,
Jade where I need her, man?
Kirk Cousins damn near, what he did to Zimmer, man. That was he shook him up pretty bad, and Zimmer was wanting to fight. So I mean, finally Kirk was, I felt like, got sick of what the environment was like and took it upon himself. And I think it started last year, not this year. I think it started last year. And that's part of the reason why Zimmer's out. We got a new coach and we're thriving. That's my opinion on it.
So, don't worry, Jade, man. I'm gonna send you the link in a minute if they keep ganging up on me, man. Gotta have my partner in crime.
I don't think it's coddling though. Jade said it's part of the coddling. All I'm saying is I want people to keep that same energy when obviously he fucks up and he does something where he does deserve to blame.
Yeah.
But also give the man credit when he's playing well or when he does something well. So I feel like you got to keep that energy on both sides of the fence for Kurt. You can't just just rain down on him when he does something bad. When he does something good too, you gotta be like, yo, that's my quarterback. He did his shit. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't think it's coddling. I just want people to give him.
But let me ask you this though, SK, because then we can move off of Kurt, right? Let me ask you this though: Are you okay with how Kirk's playing, being that we're 5-1 this year? Are you liking this Kurt, or would you rather have last year's Kurt?
Well, I mean, obviously, us getting wins, that changes the whole thing. If Kirk went out there and threw for 50 yards and we still come away with the win, we still come away with the win. But the thing is, we know that's not sustainable. So obviously, I want to see Kirk playing better, because if Kirk is playing better, that means we're beating teams by a little bit more. Hopefully, our defense gets things together and we're not as bad as we've been the first 7 weeks, even though we are, 6 weeks, even though we are 5-1.
Yeah.
But I think this could be the game that Kirk Cousins comes out and actually has that big game. This is the defense to do it against. If you're going to do it against any passing defense this year, this is probably the defense that you're going to do it.
Tomorrow's game is giving me week 1 season opener vibes. And I posted that on Twitter. It's giving me season opener vibes.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way. I feel the same way, you know, and I don't think Kirk Cousins having a 300-yard game is my thing I'm looking for. My thing is this offense all working together and not be and run the ball. I mean, there's a thing. There's going from a run mandate to not running the ball. You know, that's one extreme to the next. We have I think the least attempts in the league, if I'm not mistaken, and we got a guy running 4.8 yards a carry. So I think if we run the ball, that play action, which we all know and all can agree on, Kirk is good at, right?
Right.
And actually rolling out to his left is a superpower. How many right-hand quarterbacks roll to his left as well as Kirk does? So just all those things that he has the weapons to do, take advantage of it. I think it's a coach trying not to make a lot of mistakes. And, Jay made the point, is he trusting Kirk? I can agree, Jay. I don't think he's trusting him as much as he should trust him and open up this offense a little bit more. And goddamn crossing routes. At least 5 a game.
Dave want them crossing routes bad, SK. Listen, SK, Dave has been advocating for them crossing routes like every show, man.
You see a guy tripping over another guy as they're crossing because they don't see each other.
KOC, man, bring the crossing routes back, man.
Happened to the Packers.
So who you worried about, SK, tomorrow?
Or no,
what's your biggest concern?
The Saints had happened at.
Just coming out of the bye, we don't know how this coaching staff is out of a bye. Some coaching staffs are great coming out of the bye. Some coaching staffs aren't so good. And just the Minnesota Vikings in general, since 2010, we're 3-9 coming out of bye week. So maybe you can blame that on Mike Zimmer and what was
we're not good coming out of halftime either right now.
Yeah, we're not good coming out of halftime either.
1 point a game. And
now we look great against Green Bay, the opening game of the season. Now we kind of see what Green Bay is now and see what kind of team they are. But are we going to see the same explosiveness that we saw in week 1 in this game coming out of the bye against a very suspect defense? I told you I think Kirk's going to have a big game. I think it's going to be a 300-plus game, 2-3 touchdowns. I think he's going to have a monster game tomorrow. But that doesn't necessarily mean we win the game, because we all know the struggles that our defense presents. Like, we know we cannot defend the pass well. We get a little tighter when it comes to the red zone, which obviously is a good thing. We're keeping. Actually, no, we're not keeping very many.
Apparently, we got a bad red zone
to kick and field. I think we might be one of the worst red zone teams in the league, right?
We're like ranked 18th in offense just overall. Yeah, we're not doing.
Well, he's talking about our defense.
Oh, you're talking about our defense.
I read somewhere that we were one of the worst teams in giving up points in the red zone.
Yeah, in the red zone, giving up touchdowns in the red zone instead of field goals. So I'm honestly not worried about our offense, because we have KLC, that offensive-minded guy. Had a whole extra week to prepare for this suspect Arizona Cardinals defense. So I don't have too many concerns about the offense. I think
they're beat up. They're beat up, man. Their team is beat up right now.
On top of that, so
I'm going to be paying attention to our defense up front going against their offensive line, because their offensive line is beat up.
Exactly. So we've been lacking with getting to the quarterback outside of the Miami game. in the Packer game. So
right.
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was going to say our offensive line. I feel like just seeing what the Saints did, making room for Kamara, just it was just they wiped him away. Like you just on the read option, just caved in, and that's the same thing Philly did to the Lions. And I felt like that's something we could do against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Is just dominate on both sides of the ball, offense and defense at the line of scrimmage, and that's where it's won, man. And home field advantage. I think we're all kind of nervous. What are we going to be like coming out of a bye? But this is a game that we should honestly dominate. But they got that puncher's chance with a quarterback that's mobile. But if we keep our defensive integrity in the lanes, he cannot see through the trees. There's a big study done on him throwing outside compared to up the middle, and he openly says, "You need to get open. You need to find a hole because I can't see you."
I can't see you. Yeah.
Have you ever heard a quarterback say that? I'm too short. I cannot see you. It's unbelievable.
It's just about containing them, keeping them in that pocket. And last year, Danielle Hunter had 3 sacks against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
Now, granted, that was in that 4-3 defense. So, is he going to get back? I'll ask you that question. I'll ask everybody watching. Is Danielle Hunter going to get after the quarterback, after Kyler Murray? Maybe not 3 sacks.
Right.
But is he going to get after it tomorrow? It looked like he kind of settled into the position against Miami. But granted, that was against the second and third string quarterback. But what do you guys think?
Well, that's a good sign. I'm trying to go off of the evidence that we have off of the Miami game, which was we're trending in the right direction. Then you know what I mean. Even with Danielle Hunter, Zadarius Smith, Patrick Jones
got in there.
I mean, everybody was getting a little taste, regardless of who the quarterback was. I know you said you mentioned it was a third string quarterback, but it wasn't the quarterback. It's the offensive line, and just I
think they had both tackles out that game too.
Yeah, they did. They were hurt, and it's similar to what we're gonna see tomorrow with Arizona. They got, I mean, Rodney. I called for trading for that guy. He's one of the top centers in the league. You know what I mean, when he's healthy. But his injuries, somebody mentioned his injuries and said that might not be a good move, and they're absolutely right now, seeing it in hindsight. But I think that we're trending in the right direction, and being in the bank tomorrow, I expect to see some sacks, man. Z Smith. I think he's reaching his stride. I think he's like in his zone now. You know what I mean? It took half the season, but I think he's there now. You know what I mean? We're going to see a lot of them. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of them now from now into the playoffs. So my answer, SK, would be yes. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on. And one thing about Kyler Murray is, yes, he is lethal with his legs. But one thing I notice about his game, once you break through that line, he gives himself up for the most part. Like, he's good at running when, the play's still developing. He's looking around, nothing's there, and then he takes off. Yes, but if he gets a rush coming at him, he's just going to lay down. You know what I mean? He don't want to take a hit. He does that a lot. You know what I mean? He runs backwards, too, a lot when people coming through that line and lays down. So hopefully we can make him do that a couple times tomorrow.
What about you, Dave? You think Danielle Hunter is going to get after it tomorrow like last year?
Well, I got it on good authority that Donatel has been watching my YouTube channel religiously, and he will know that you need to use Danielle Hunter a lot better than what you have been using him. And I think the self-scouting will kind of, more than watching my YouTube channel, will actually show to him that, and in KOC, being in that room with them, saying, "Hey, this is what we've seen," and watching a Danielle Hunter drop and play deep linebacker on with the safeties 30 yards deep, giving up a 20-yard first down is not the way we want to play fucking defense on this team. I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs today, man. Anyways, I just feel like
I'm rubbing off on you, Dave, man.
I'm just that mad when I talk about how the Danielle Hunter's being used.
Yeah.
But again, individual effort. He has been great against the run. He's been effective in pass rush when he gets to put his hand in the ground. I just think he's an all-around player, and he's completely healthy, and there's nothing keeping this guy back. We playing Zadarius Smith a lot smarter, and totally, because he was getting just eliminated in the run game on one of our games, and now we're playing a lot better. We're not playing them 60 plays; we're playing them like 50. We're putting them in the right situations. We're even bringing Asamoah in there to be a spy occasionally. This is all new stuff, man, that he has developed, but he was slow getting to. And on things like playing Metellus, sometimes things happen. Like Thielen got to be a wide receiver because Diggs got hurt. In his third season. So, a Metellus got to play because Harrison Smith got hurt. So I just feel like, he's starting to see it, and I've seen improvements.
Hey, shout out our sponsors real quick, SK.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I was actually about to get to that. If you're looking for some food for the game tomorrow, man, if you just want to find somewhere to watch the game while getting some food and some drinks, and you make sure you stop by Rinaldi's Pizza and Pasta in Woodbury, Minnesota. They're located at 1560 Wood Lane Drive. Mention the purple code or TPC. You'll get that family discount. But if you're looking for something a little more healthy, a little more sweet, make sure to stop by Nautica Bowls, also in Woodbury, Minnesota. Mention the purple code or TPC, and they'll get you that family discount too. We got a lot of family discounts where we go. So make sure to mention the purple code or TPC, and they'll take care of you over there. But one last thing about Murray, bro, and I'm going to make a bold prediction on Murray's career, and this is in the Arizona Cardinals podcast. Kyler Murray, within 5 years, will either be a backup in the league or he'll be playing baseball.
Wow.
Within 5 years. I'm calling right now.
Hot take.
Hot take.
I don't know, man. I think
Kyler Murray's you'll be 31 if it's 5 years from now.
5 years. Within 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback, SK. I think you're sleeping on him a little too hard right there, boy. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Nah, man.
Dude, that's gonna be a big bite to chew on, man.
Yeah, you got to think about it. I mean, you got to think about it, man. They paid him that money for a reason, even though there's stipulations and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, man. He's a good quarterback.
81 million dead cap space next year.
81 million dead cap.
But you know what? He does know he's actually really good in baseball. So I mean, hey, they pay a lot more. If I was him, I would have went and played. Yeah, she's on your side. I would have went and played baseball if I was Kyler Murray, actually, because they make a lot more money and it's an easier sport, if you ask me. I mean, shit.
No, Bob Sweet. He is not another Michael Vick.
He's another Mike Vick. Yeah, Bob on my side, man. Shout out Bob, man.
Hey, look, and Jay says, watch Kyler go off tomorrow now. Hope not, though. No, Kyler's going to have good stats tomorrow.
Yeah,
Kyler's gonna have good stats.
Him and Kirk are like right neck to neck right now, and Kirk's having an actual down year.
7 touchdowns, and Kirk's 9, but he's got a bunch of fumbles.
Yeah, he has a bunch of
fumbles.
So a lot of negative plays on his end, but no, Kyler's gonna have stats tomorrow. Yeah. I'm almost positive he's gonna have good stats tomorrow, just because he's going up against a shitty defense, and Kirk's going up against a shitty defense. Now, that I'm not saying Kyler Murray's a terrible quarterback.
Right.
But in my opinion, he's just not better than Kirk Cousins. I like my quarterback to actually watch film.
Right.
And be a leader.
Yeah.
I don't want to see my quarterback, telling my head coach to shut the fuck up on the sidelines. That's just me.
Man, y'all gotta remember, man. Kyler young as hell, man. Kyler young, man. He still got room to grow, man. He's still a young man.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Give him a break, man. He's still a young man, but I feel you though. I feel you.
On national television at that.
He has been a little more disappointing than I expected. I expect Kyler
for sure.
To be
but he will have a good game tomorrow. Yeah. But it all depends on this defense. Whether we win or lose is going to depend on this defense. Kirk's going to have a big game. I believe we're going to put up points. Right. But can the defense hold up enough for us to come away with the victory at the end? I think that's what it's really going to come down to.
So let me ask you this, SK. When you talk about the defense, right? Because we touched on this. Are you more concerned about them having D-Hop back and we have the DBs to stop their wide receivers? Or are you more concerned about us getting to Kyler Murray in the backfield, causing sacks, causing him to just be flustered? Like, what's more? Because I know stopping the run, I think they're like they allow 4.3 yards a carry, and then as far as how much they rush for, I'm not sure. But I mean, what's more concerning for you tomorrow as far as our defense goes against their offense?
It's, to be honest with you, it's not even D-Hop. It doesn't matter what receivers they had out there. I think we should all know that regardless of what receivers we're going up against, this defense is going to let them eat. Whether that you believe in that bend don't break defense or tighten up.
But see, SK D-Hop can eat though. Like he'll eat.
And he's gonna eat. He had what, 15 targets?
Yeah, like he had 100 and he had like 103 yards off 14. Yep, 14 receptions or something.
Look, he's gonna eat. Patrick Peterson isn't gonna follow him around on either side of the field. So he's either gonna be on Cam Dantzler, which I know Cam Dantzler is your dude. Yeah, but look at Cam Dantzler's passer rating.
I know. I called them out on our last show. I called them out. I said, my boy need to step up. My boy need to step up a little bit.
So look, Cam Dantzler, when it comes to coming up, making a tackle, stripping that ball in Chicago, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Cam is a dog. But
his coverage
need to get better. You're going to play cornerback in this league. You can't give up, what was it, like 114 passer rating or something like that when you're throwing at?
Yeah,
you can't. I'm just wondering, was that heavily weighted by earlier in the season? Because I felt like he's improved.
No, he definitely has improved. It may be weighted by earlier in the season,
and it has to be with the defense that we play though too. SK, like you say, man, this soft ass defense. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to.
But look at
10 yards.
Look at Patrick Peterson's rating. Patrick
Peterson a dog this year, man. Shout out.
Giving up a quarterback rating, I think 48.
Yeah, man. Pat P's just on another level this year.
9 pass
deflections. Here's what I see on the defense, though. They have Peterson playing up and Dantzler back. They're actually trying to funnel the ball over to him, and it's like it's almost unfair to him that they making him play 10 yards up, and Peterson gets to play where he freaking wants to. So I kind of give Dantzler a pass on that. But yeah, that 114 is crazy. I would like to see if that was early in the season, maybe he had a 150 against the Philly or something. I don't know, but I felt like he played better.
He was like the only guy playing when we played Philly though, man. Shit, he might have had the best game against Philly, man. Obviously we got smoked, but he was making plays. There was a lot
of deep in routes that were getting done on him.
Yeah, they were though. Yeah,
I think
the second half. The second half he played well.
I think that's the biggest concern for this defense. It's not even necessarily the corners. Obviously, we have a little bit of worry with that. Right. But I think it's the linebackers getting into their spots. I think that's what's
the middle of the field's wide open.
The entire middle of the field is being covered by our middle linebacker.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like open. That, and we're playing outside leverage, funneling everything in, and our safeties are 20 yards deep, 30 yards deep, and that they're just getting in behind. There's no way our linebackers can get back there.
I mean, we can all agree that Ed Donatel is probably our weakest link as far as coaching goes. Coming off of this bye, he needs to make changes. If the offense comes out playing at a high level and then the defense comes out with the same bullshit, then yes, there's going to be talks about Ed Donatel being a weak link on this team as far as coaching goes, because every other part of our team has elevated in the bye week, but yet the defense, you're still running the same bullshit and it's not working. And like y'all said earlier, it's not sustainable. We're not going to be able to win many games as the season progresses playing like we're playing right now. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, just think if, our defense has played the same way they've been playing, right? But our record was a little different, maybe 3 what would that be? 3 and 4,
3 and 4, yeah,
or 2 and 5. Our record
we're 6 and 1, yeah.
Which how close our games have been could very be possible. If we were looking at a record like that, then I think we would be looking at Ed Donatel a whole lot, not differently, but he would be 1 foot out the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right is his biggest friend, because we are leading the league in field position on both sides.
Yeah, shout out our special teams, man.
And the fact that it's a bend don't break, but honestly it's broken on occasion. But the fact that teams have to go so far. What happened with the Bears when our special teams started to collapse? The Bears were getting the ball midfield and they were going down the field no problem on us.
Yep.
Right.
So when we're on special teams, is really the only thing is putting a Band-Aid on our defense right now. Yeah. But I've seen improvements. He's playing more than 13 guys on defense in a game. He's mixing people in. I think we need to be deeper on the D line. Blacklock has been a huge mistake. A huge mistake. And yeah, so I think we're improving. He's starting to see he's making adjustments. I want to see him disguise the coverage, bring everybody up on the line and drop back. Every once in a while.
Shout out Armand Watts, man. I'm gonna keep saying that. Every time you mention Blacklock, I'm just gonna remind every Vikings fans that we had Armand Watts on the team. We didn't have to do anything. We could have just kept him, and I guarantee you probably would have had at least 2 sacks already.
We saved some money, but Blacklock. We saved some money, but that's it.
He ain't doing shit in Chicago, but that's because Chicago ain't shit. He should have stayed here. You know what I mean?
I don't think he'd have been any better than Bullard, though.
Shit,
I don't think he'd be any. Bullard's played fairly well.
Yeah, Bullard's actually played fairly well.
But it would have been nice to have Watts and Bullard and not Blacklock.
Yeah, I agree. But one thing you actually mentioned, I think, what was it, 1 or 2 weeks ago, we're on here talking about it, about the defense, is that we stress turning the ball over.
Yep.
And that's something that Mike Zimmer didn't do before. Which there was a lot of great things about Mike Zimmer's defense. And then obviously towards the end of his tenure, there was a lot of really bad things about Mike Zimmer's defense once it did get figured out.
Right.
But Ed Donatel is actually teaching this team, hey, go for the ball.
Details, little details that I think this whole coaching staff focuses on, the stuff that make a difference, like the end of halves, the end of the game.
Yeah.
The 2-minute drill, the 4-minute drill. We had a 7-minute drill against the Bears. I mean, just the details that these guys go through. I love the coaching staff. Donatel could turn around. Come on, dude. You can do it.
Yeah, I think that's what this game is going to come down to, because the defense that we're going up against is very, very similar to ours. They're that bend, don't break, but break anyways defense. But they're relying a lot on turnovers. The last game against the New Orleans Saints, they had 2 pick sixes. They had another interception. I think they had a fumble or 2 in that game. So they're relying heavily on getting turnovers in games and giving Kyler another opportunity to try and put up points, regardless of how much Kyler's struggling. If you give a quarterback the ball, 3, 4, 5 more times during the game, eventually you're going to put the ball in the end zone. So I think that's what's going to be the difference in this game. Whoever turns the ball over the least amount is going to win this game. And hopefully it's us. So
yeah, I feel like for one, Kirk's been protecting the ball very well, like the offense in general. Has Dalvin had a fumble this year yet?
The butt fumble.
Yeah. Where he got hurt.
Yeah, when he acted like he hurt his shoulder. Yep, that's right. I remember.
Acted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on, man.
He did Xavier Rhodes.
Come on, man. He's a tough guy.
It's possible he played the next week.
He could have got the fuck up, man. You know what I mean? I can't stand when a player makes a mistake and all of a sudden they're hurt. You know what I mean? I got that vibe from that play. Whether it's right or not, I don't care. That's my opinion. Don't act hurt because you realize you fumbled.
Well, weren't we arguing about that yesterday night?
Don't act hurt because you realized you fumbled, bro.
It was me and Justin going at it yesterday or something like that, or a few days ago, and I was like, what an awesome play by Cleveland's butt to knock the ball out of, Dalvin's hands.
Like classic Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes was big on that, man. I can't stand a grown ass man that acts hurt every time I make a mistake. Just get up, man. You know what I mean? Get up. Hey, you fumbled, bro. That was a hard hit. You ran right into the back of Darrisaw, I think it was, who he ran into. It was on the left side of the field.
No, it was Cleveland.
It was Cleveland. Yeah, he ran. So I mean,
Cleveland was mowing the guy, man. He was mowing the guy.
Trade Dalvin, re-sign Madison after this season.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Listen, so SK, so now that we're talking about this, I changed my mind. Well, I never really said we should keep Madison as a RB1 regardless. I just don't think he has all the skills that you would need for an RB1. But I will say this. I said Dalvin Cook would hurt the team, not even just because of his skill level. It's because of Dalvin Cook is a true leader, okay? There's guys on the team that it would affect. All right. Yeah. If you watch the Vikings YouTube, and I'm going to go over this again. I went over this last night where they do the haircut shit and they're in the barber shop and they do it on the Vikings YouTube. If y'all haven't checked it out, go check it out. You can tell CJ Ham, Adam Thielen, they had a deep conversation in there, and it's different, man. It just hits different. If he was to get traded in the middle of the season, like let's just say a deal's made Monday or something where we're trying to off Dalvin Cook, it will affect this team in a way that we do not want to see. And even next year, man, I think Dalvin, if he's not willing to take a pay cut and he's like, no, I'm worth all this money, then it is what it is. I mean, it's a business. You got to go on. You know what I mean?
He's not taking a pay cut.
Yeah, well, then he got to go if that's the case. You know what I mean? But as far as this season, though, I wouldn't even be talking about it. The media shouldn't be talking about it because Dalvin is a true leader to this team. And I mean, shit, man, I love Dalvin. He's a
warrior, man.
He's a warrior, man. Even though he did act hurt, on that fumble. Now that's a whole move.
When I make that statement, it's strictly a business statement.
I know.
Gotcha.
Because look, I hate kind of comparing anything to Bill Belichick in the Patriot way. Right. But if you're ever going to get any value back for Dalvin, instead of him just kind of weathering up and getting old or him getting another contract somewhere else after his contract's up, if you want anything in return for him.
But are you okay? But are you okay with Alexander Mattison being your RB1?
Well, you got to understand, if you look across the entire league, there's a handful of running backs that you can confidently say that's a running back one that can do everything. Name them. Name the running backs that can do everything.
I mean, Alvin. I mean, you want me to name them for real? You want me to start naming? Because I can name a couple motherfuckers.
Because
and to be real, there's some rookies that right now, like Seattle's guy, man, that came from Michigan State.
Yeah.
That dude's a savage. Breece Hall, whatever. Shout out to him, man. I'm mad that he got hurt.
It was amazing.
He was definitely. I mean, these running backs are popping up. You know what I mean? But you have to be able to catch this ball and be elusive. And I think now, don't get me wrong, Alexander Mattison, he made a great catch against the Bears that I still think was the best play he made all year to me. That catch where we went up. You know what I mean? It was third down and he got us the first and goal.
Off to the left.
Off to the left, man. Those are the plays I look at that make me, give me the heebie-jeebies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. You know what I mean? Like, but as far as him being a number one running back where consistently we're handing him the ball off or we're trying to throw to him out the backfield, I just don't think he's elusive enough, man. There's a lot of plays where he tries to make things happen and it's not happening and he gets tackled in the backfield and it's just something about him. Now I do think he's good.
He's not that type of back.
Yeah, he's not an RB1 to me. But
but like I said, most of the starting running backs in this league right now aren't the type of back that
I got you. I see what you're saying.
The type of back that Dalvin is.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
The thing is that this year we paid Dalvin Cook over $17 million.
Right.
Next year, or no, excuse me, I'm sorry, over $11 million.
Yeah, I thought it was 12. Yeah, I thought it's like 12.
It's right under $12 million.
Yeah, right under 12. Yeah.
Next year, his cap hit is $14.1 million.
Right.
With a dead cap of 6.2.
Yeah.
So after that, it goes up to 15.6 million. And then in 2025, it drops down to 13.5.
And that's crazy how it keeps rising as they get older, especially, which I agree with you, because, running backs are obviously easy to replace too. Mm-hmm. Not just because I don't think Alexander Mattison is a one. I do believe Ty Chandler has potential to be a one. Okay. I mean, he's young, rookie contract. I mean, I feel like we can throw him in there next year. If we were to move off of
my man crush
Dalvin, if we were to move off Dalvin after this season, I think Ty Chandler should have an opportunity to fight to be the RB1. No, I'd be okay with that because he has the skill set.
Dalvin's got to take a pay cut. I'm sorry.
He has to. I think he will, man. I think Dalvin loves the Vikings, man. I don't know, man. I just think he does.
He does, but at the end of the day, just like these front offices look at this as a business, these players are smart enough to know it's a business too. And when you look at the Alexander Mattison side of the spectrum, which I'm close to that family,
right?
He's gonna get his money.
Yeah.
Whether that's here or whether that's somewhere else. Now we can't blame him. I feel like he has the potential to be a running back one somewhere and put up great numbers.
Yeah, I said that.
I think we all know Alexander Mattison isn't the type of guy where, let's give him a couple plays and then go sit him and he's not going to be the most productive guy. Right. He's a guy that's a thumper. You're going to have to give him the ball 20 plus times a game and he's going to wear defense down throughout the game.
But that's a good question from Father. What are we going to have to pay Madison, though? Because isn't Madison coming up on his contract year as well?
This is his contract year.
Yeah, so what is he going to ask for? That's another question because you got to compare that.
Yeah, and that's the thing with running backs. they're not gonna go out there and pay running backs very much. So he's probably looking at maybe 6 million, 7 million a year, depending on how valuable certain teams, assess him. So I'm thinking he's looking at about the $6 million, $7 million range per year. Now, again, if we're looking at Dalvin, who we owe him $14.1 million next year, if he's absolutely against a pay cut, why not look at trade value and say, oh, well, if I can get a second or a third round pick back for Dalvin and then save $7 million against my cap by re-signing Madison for $6-7 million. And obviously, look, we know Dalvin Cook has a far higher ceiling than Alexander Madison does. I think we can all agree here. He's more the home run hitter, just like Truth said right there. Yeah. So we understand that. I'm not sitting here saying Alexander Madison is a better back than Dalvin Cook. I'm not saying he's going to be a better back than Dalvin Cook next year or the year after that. What I'm saying is strictly business-wise. If we can save $7 million and maybe step back a little bit and be more of a running back by committee with Kene, and then you got Ty Chandler coming into a second season next year to where you're really a running back committee at that point. There's no solidified number one where I got to get the guy 20 plus carries and get him involved in the game. You can fully open up that playbook and say, okay, this is where I'm going to plug and play Chandler. This is where I'm going to plug and play Madison. This is where I'm going to plug and play Kene. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I do understand Dalvin is obviously the better back. We all agree with that here. So, but it's simply business-wise. I think that would be the more logical decision. But who knows? I may be a little bit biased on the
we know you're friends with the family and all that, man. We know what it is, but it's all good. I mean, you're not saying anything that's. I mean, I actually agree with you. It's facts. We all agree that Dalvin is better. And I've stated on record that Alexander Madison could go to another place and be running back one. I just don't think he would be running back one here with the way our offense is.
Here's something. This happens in the league where both parties save face, and that is Dalvin plays next year,
right?
And we buy out we put him on a 1-year contract, big bonus. We pay him money. His dead cap hit is too much to drop, but we eliminate the remaining years of his contract. As it goes down, it's 6 next year, it's 3 the next year. And we honestly could actually bring his cap hit down a little bit by actually extending it into 2024. But we eliminate the 2 years of his contract, but we have a what's the word I'm looking for on a year that you're not playing for him, but you're still paying him. What's it called?
Voided year.
Void year. So pay him his money. He gets his money because you're paying him the money that he's owed, the dead cap money. He's getting all that money. He's not losing anything, and he's just not going to get the $15 million payday. Like, no one's going to pay him $15 million. No one's going to pay him $14 million in 2025. But if you pay him his money, he gets everything he's deserved. And that's what's happened. And I think we did it with Daniil before didn't we do it?
They did it with Patrick Mahomes too. They did something like that with Patrick Mahomes too.
Both parties save face. They both get their money, or we get a player that he gets his money, and he enters a free agency.
It's called kicking the can down the road, Dave. Kicking the can down the road. You know what I mean?
The can is down the road to 2025. Where the can is, here's the deal. I mean, we $6 million next year. We're gonna eat that. So we pay him, and then we void the year, and we're still owing $3 million. We still have a dead cap hit of 2024 to $3 million. It's already down the road.
I don't agree with Truth right here. Saying that he doesn't want a pay cut. I think Dalvin Cook's a smart enough man to realize that he knows how the business works, right? And he absolutely knows that he's not about to get 14 fucking million from nobody. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. All right. He should know better than that. I mean, his injury history, we will actually deal with you, bro, because we love you. All right. We treat you as a family member. You better stay right here. You know what I'm saying? Because and take the pay cut. I mean, is what it is, or you're gonna have to go somewhere else, and you're not gonna make the money.
And the cap will be $20 million higher in 2 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
it will be. The cap does grow every year too, so that's a good.
But remember, we got to pay JJ.
We do got to pay JJ.
JJ's getting 30 mil a year if he continues on the
I'll say this. I think Eric Kendricks might get. I think Eric Kendricks would be gone.
Harrison Smith or safeties are looking pretty good.
I think Harrison Smith might be gone.
Kendricks.
Yeah.
But
next offseason, there's going to be some crazy moves.
Those three guys that you mentioned that were on, that barbershop show that the Vikings do now.
Yeah.
CJ Ham, Adam Thielen.
Cutting it up, right?
Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Those three guys may not be with the team next year.
That's true.
Now, I doubt it. I doubt it because Adam Thielen is so intertwined with the cities.
And that's what I said. Yeah.
So I don't think Adam Thielen's going anywhere. I think he realizes, hey, I'm gonna have to take a pay cut.
Yeah, he knows that. He's gonna
put up to 18 million or something.
Is it 18 million next year?
It's up there. I think it's like 15-ish. I think it's like 14 or 15-ish.
But I mean, but speaking of Adam Thielen, a lot of people are being kind of hard on him because we are looking at other options for wide receivers. I don't think it's necessarily his fault he hasn't been as productive as he's been in years past. I just don't think the offense has necessarily made their way to him yet. Exactly. I felt like right before the bye, we're starting to incorporate him more.
Exactly.
And I think that's going to continue throughout the season. I got to see more KJ though, man. I got to see more KJ.
Even worse,
you hitting it on the head.
Million.
Oh, it's 19
million.
Yeah.
21 and 20. 19 and then 21. But it's a $13 million cap.
Yeah, that's a dub. Hell no, that ain't happening.
We're not releasing him of $13 million cap.
And I love Adam Thielen. The jersey's back there, but listen, no, that's not happening. But this is the thing, though. I'm with you, SK. I think that the offense just hasn't showed. But when it comes to KJ, man, I said this, and I'm going to say this again. When it comes to I think KJ struggles. KJ's not a wide receiver too. All right, so all Vikings fans, get off of that train. It's not going to happen. He will be a 3, maybe a damn 4 eventually. All right. Because he struggles with separation. I'm going to keep saying this. He is not good if a cornerback is playing him one-on-one. All right. I don't care what the cornerback's name is. He just cannot break away. I don't understand. Now, those plays where he's wide open, like the Detroit game, those are busted coverages. Okay. He might have one catch that I loved, and that was last year. And it's crazy. Well, that too. And there's another one then, because I do remember that. This Panthers. One against another one. The Panthers one was a good one too. I was at that game. The Panthers one, I was at that game, but he still didn't. I mean, he wasn't getting separation either, though. Those were good throws from Kirk Cousins, putting right on the money. Right. Yep. One that he got separation was ironically was against Arizona.
That's right.
Remember Arizona? We came right out, and Kirk bombed it down to him.
I think that was a busted coverage too, though, because he was wide open.
I think he was I think he broke him down a little bit off the line though. Like he hit him with a nice little, you know what I mean? He hit him with a nice little move that you got to give him credit for. Like he had a good break on that play. So I mean, I give him that. But every other time, I mean, it's like Kirk has to force it to him, man. You know what I mean? And he's never just open. You can tell the difference with even Thielen on certain plays and JJ. Obviously, you can see how. Sometimes Kurt throws them the ball. There's nobody within 3-4 yards of them. That's called breaking down a defender, getting open. KJ, no matter what, there's always somebody like fucking right on his jersey. You know what I mean? And yeah, he makes catches every once in a while, but we can't have that, man. We need somebody that can really get open.
I want to hear SK's take about trade. Like
Claypool.
Yeah.
SK, what do you think about that, man?
We haven't had a big receiver, and that was
I know. Well, SK, you were big on Brandon Cooks, though, right?
I like the Brandon Cooks pickup because he brings that deep threat, but you got a guy in Chase Claypool who's not necessarily a shifty guy, but that straigday speed. I think he ran like a 4.3,
and he goes up and gets it. He goes up and gets it too.
He's 6'5" guy, like 6'4", so, and they're saying
celebrates first downs with like 11 seconds left, but
that's the thing with him. It's not necessarily a character.
He's
issue,
immature.
you're gonna have to mature him a little bit. But I think he's still super young. If I'm not, I think he's only like
young.
20.
Yeah, he is young. He is young. But one thing I love about him is he goes up and gets it. But I mean, I'm not really good. He's not good at getting separation either. You know what I mean? So that's another thing I don't like about him.
We don't have that big body receiver. That's kind of what we're missing, in my opinion. That can be a goal line threat.
I want to get a tight. Why not a tight end though? Why not a tight end though?
Well,
SK?
I mean, if we had a choice and there was a tight end out there that we can go out there and get that is good at those 50-50 balls, I'll take it. But outside of Gesicki maybe not even necessarily be that guy that's going to go up.
Well, Dave got a guy for you. Go ahead, Dave.
I can never say his name though. He's the tight end for.
He's the second string for Denver. I didn't. You know, I need to go look him up.
He's not even on their depth chart right now. But he was the number 2 guy for him last year, behind Noah Fant.
It's like Noah Fant's in Seattle, but it's like Ottawa. It's like Ottawa or something.
They drafted him the year after Noah Fant, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's some weird. It starts with like an O.
It starts with an O. Yep.
It's on my YouTube.
Which he's big. Albert O. Yeah, there we go.
He's 6'5". He ran 4.4 940. He's just a big dude.
Yeah.
4.4 940, and he's 6'5", 260. I'm like, what?
We do need that type of tight end.
Take a chance on him, man.
I agree. I think we need that big tight end.
They didn't even list him on the depth chart. He's not even
because you got to remember, like all offseason, we've been talking about how good our wide receiver room is. I mean, you know, and it's like now all of a sudden every wide receiver that's available, we want OBJ, we want Chase Claypool, we want Brandon Cooks. Man, I think we should go for a defensive player for one if I had to choose, right? So I'm bigger out of all those names I just named. There's a name, Greedy Williams, that I would take before all of those. I would take Greedy Williams. I would take a chance on Greedy Williams. One, because of the money. He ain't going to cost a lot of money.
He taking your boy's spot, though?
Nah, like he can even compete for the slot position, you know. And I even think Dantzler can move to the slot. Honestly, I think Dantzler would be okay with moving to the slot too, man.
Too big for the nickel.
Hey, but Greedy Williams is pretty big too, though. Greedy Williams is big. You know what I mean? He's like 6'2". He's another big. Yeah. He's like
those longer guys, because I mean, I'm not saying Cam Dantzler's slow, but he's not the fastest corner. Usually, you want your fast, smaller guys
for the slot
playing that nickel.
Yeah,
so I don't think it'd be a good idea to put Cam there because he's been training as an outside corner since he's gotten the league. I don't even think he played nickel with Zimmer at all. So
nah, they had rest in peace to Gladney.
I thought Booth would be
playing there a little bit.
I thought Booth would be a good nickel.
Booth maybe too, but Booth's an outside corner though, man. He's physical and shit and wants to. I don't know, man. We'll see though. I mean, we have some cornerbacks, but I do like Greedy Williams though, man. I would take a chance on him. He was a savage in college, you know, 2nd round pick, you know, and he didn't work out with Cleveland. And we were talking about how there's probably a connection with Kwesi and with Cleveland, and he's an LSU boy, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Peterson. I mean, there's a lot of background history that can play into the part, but wide receiver, it's like why
time, right?
Our offense isn't running how it needs to be. Bringing in another wide receiver is just going to add another body that's not going to get the ball. You know what I mean? It's just going to have another name out there that we're not throwing to. And
if we bring in another receiver, they're bringing him in to be a specific threat. If they bring somebody in, more than likely going to be
Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, but we haven't even attempted to throw the ball downfield to Jalen Reagor. It's been end arounds. I think I saw a couple bubble screens.
Yeah, and I was telling Dave, he was big on that in college. He was a downfield type receiver. That's why he got drafted before JJ. Like he had a lot of explosive plays where the TCU quarterback would throw that mug downfield and Jalen Naylor would be burning people, bro. Like going and getting it, burning people. You know, and that's what he was big on.
You said Naylor.
I mean, you know what I mean, Reagor. Yeah, you know what I mean, Jalen Reagor.
Give Naylor a chance.
Yeah,
I'm like, give Naylor a chance.
But that's a chance we're taking in the middle of the season.
Naylor,
you know, that's a chance we'll take in the middle of the season. But you know what I mean? I don't know, man. You know, Vikings fans are kind of torn. You know what it is? Every time there's a player available that's talking about they're on the trading block, we want them, goddamn.
And that's
available. Okay. Don't get SK started on that. You know what I mean?
Hey, I don't even need to talk about ISM no more.
I know, right?
He did it to himself.
I'm telling you, damn, them boy released him. How the Bears? How you get released from the Bears?
The Bears, Jesus. There's got to be something going on there.
But there was a trade, SK, man, Roquan Smith, though, because, Roquan wanted out of Chicago at the beginning of the offseason because there was a lot of things going on with his contract. He was feeling like he was getting disrespected with the number they were giving him. And Ryan Poles had a big press conference in the offseason about, why are y'all treating Roquan? Are y'all gonna make it right and stuff? So, it's like I would take him. Because he would be a automatic game changer for the defense, especially what we're talking about with our defense, the middle of the field. He's fast. He's a good tackler. I mean, he's a savage. That would change our defense. I think that would move the needle on our defense a good amount if we were to add somebody like Roquan, though, for sure.
Then
they're not trading in division, though.
Yeah. Then there's the other option. Well, I said this to him last night, is that we would have to give up draft picks. We wouldn't re-sign them. And the Bears would not only take our draft picks, and we would have to pay more money for this guy and not re-sign him. So it would actually hurt the Vikings next year when they're thinking about competing. So it would almost make sense for the Bears to trade him to us, but or to think about it. But there's another option. I talked about this with Rap last night. Is that, hey, once a trade deadline's done, teams are going to be releasing players to cut salary.
Yeah.
And there could be some nice ones out there that we wouldn't have to pay that will be on our team just fine. And we won't have any long-term commitment with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely some moves going to be made, though. I know we're inquiring about those, but let's wrap this thing up, man. I know a lot of people want to get to this Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight, too. I know.
Oh, yeah. They about to fight? Are they about to fight?
Yeah, the fight before them just ended, so they'll be walking out pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I'm about to jailbreak that shit real quick. Don't cancel me. Whatever. Who's that?
I challenge SK to a fight since all YouTubers can do it.
I know, right? I don't know
who wants to see me and SK go at it.
I don't think how many people would pay for it. We gotta see how many people would pay for it first. I'll be the biggest Kirk Cousins hater if I have to, as long as you guys are paying for it.
Oh yeah, I got the stream right here, boy. I'm about to watch that.
Yeah. So anything you guys want to leave with the game, I'll probably do my prediction tomorrow morning pregame, but we can do predictions now too.
Yeah, no, it's straight. Yeah, because Jade was doing hers too, and I told everybody to just tap in, man. I might tap in with you tomorrow too, man. Low key, if I'm in the
how you feeling, Dave? What do you think? How do you think the game is gonna go?
Well, I think Mercury and Neptune are gonna align and.
Hey, don't be coming at my girl Jade, man.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea. To talk about. I don't know nothing about it, so. Yeah, I just said 31-24, and it'd be a late score on the Cardinals to get it that close, just because I think how much we could potentially dominate them on the offensive and defensive line, and I just think we're gonna come out of this self-scouting thing, doing some things, taking some chances, figure some plays out, defense, disguising itself better, just all those things. I think if any day was going to be like that, it would be this day.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm not falling for it, man. I've been falling for it, seems like every week. Like, yeah, this is the week we're really gonna pull away and really beat a team like we need to beat a team. I'm not
pretty
falling
much exact opposite of Dave.
I'm not falling for it this time, and if I'm being honest, man, something just tells me that we're going to drop this one. I think we lose this one, unfortunately, and people are probably going to hate me, first-time viewers that haven't seen me before. I think Arizona comes away with this one, and I think it's going to be super close and probably a last-second field goal. It's going to be like last season. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to go back and forth. I'm going to go Arizona 33, Minnesota 31.
No, I'm going 28-24, man. I feel the same way. Vikings win this game, man. Listen, we not to be played with this year. I'm on that train. Like, we really that, man, and I'm sticking to that. I think we're a good football team.
Justin
yes,
Cox,
we can improve.
35-7.
Yeah, yes, we have room. We have room for improvement. But look, I look at the whole landscape of the NFL. There's a lot of trash teams out there, and we look like the damn 1972 Dolphins compared to a lot of these other teams out there, man. So you know what? I'm riding with the Vikes, man.
For some reason, I think when Justin Cox looks up into the sky, he sees purple. I think the sky is purple.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cox's world.
Shout out Justin, man.
He hates Kirk Cousins though.
Shout out my boy All Day Ed in the building too, man.
Someone
tonight,
scored
man.
that 35 points, building, Justin.
Man. Appreciate all y'all.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins gonna score that 35 for you, Justin.
There you go. Yeah. Change your mind about him.
For sure.
But
man.
thanks,
it was a great night, man.
Yeah, y'all have a great night. Be sure to tune in for our pregame show tomorrow morning. I know I'll be here. Rap might tap in. Yep. I think Dave has his own show going on in the morning, but he's always free to tap in as well. But again, thank you guys.
Dave ain't got no goddamn show going on. Dave gonna be right there tapping in with us.
I don't even know how this. I don't know how this interwebs work.
Right,
let's get it. Hey, but appreciate you, SK, man. We'll definitely get together tomorrow, man. Appreciate everybody for sure.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys slap that subscribe button and follow us on all social media
Minnesota
platforms.
Sports Talk, Purple Pocket Podcast, Rap Loves Kirk.
Rap Loves Kirk, yes, and then Purple Pocket Podcast for Rap. Make sure you go and subscribe to those channels as well.
T-shirts coming soon. Rap Loves Kirk.
Thank you guys again, man. Hopefully Vikings come away with the win, and I'm wrong for tomorrow, but something tells me.
Here's the SK being wrong.
Hey man, I'll take it. Cheers. I'll eat crow tomorrow. I will eat. Crow.
Man, it won't let me jailbreak. Boy, Jake Paul, them boy got this shit on lock. Boy, them little bastards. Man, hey, text me SK. Let me know who win, man. I just want to see who win that shit.
Yes, sir. I got y'all. But
I hope Silva knock his ass out.
Yeah, he won't.
I just want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Like just somebody, please, just knock his ass out, please, yeah, Anderson Silva. Even though I doubt it, I think Jake Paul gonna hit him. That boy's strong, man. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, man. We'll cross our fingers. We'll cross our fingers. But I'll take a Vikings dub before that, anyway.
For sure.
So I appreciate you, everybody tapping in. My guy Rap, Dave. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Thanks for having me, man.